Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Obvious Gaming. My name's Garrett Drake, and today we're reacting to the Cyberpunk 2077 Gamescom/E3 demo. Very cool that it was a live stream when we got the full 48 minutes. I'd feared it'd be another Fallout 76 situation where they just streamed like a bobblehead or something with the code this morning for 18 hours or however long it was for Fallout, and they just show absolutely nothing until later on, but very glad they came through and showed us all of it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have time to react to every single minute of the video, but I'm going to scrub through it and kind of talk about some of the stuff that stood out to me, notably at the beginning, of course. First and foremost, I thought it was so cool that you can select your childhood hero, key life event, why Night City, why are you there? Pretty cool, and they also explain that depending on those decisions, it kind of determines what opens up to you later in the game and initially right out the gate, and kind of how it starts you off in the world of Night City, which is super cool. Like that, a lot of course you can determine the look with the face and the hair and the scars, makeup, and I don't know what the other tab is, but they claim you can go very deep with it, which is cool. Stats, of course, including strength, constitution, intelligence, reflexes, tech, and cool, man. You gotta be cool in Night City, dude. You get some street cred, it's gonna be sick. So I think the start of the demo is so cool. How they come into this dilapidated apartment complex, it looks like, and it's all worn down and the lights flickering. Very definitely has that Blade Runner vibe, of course, as everyone kind of predicted from the trailers and what we've gathered with artwork and stuff in the past, but I like seeing it in action. It looks beautiful. And I like the eeriness of it as they're kind of rolling through, finding all the cyborg people laying on tables and stuff, what are they called? Their cybernetics or their gadgets or their implants they've been harvesting. I'm scrubbing through it pretty quick, so I have to go to work soon, which sucks. Initially, of course, I was blown away by the gunplay because we've never seen anything first person from CD Projekt Red. And initially, of course, everyone was expecting this to be third person. You can drive in third person, which is cool, but after I've seen the full 48-minute demo, I get what they say when they want you to be fully immersed in the world, and by doing that, they've intentionally placed you in a first-person perspective. And it makes sense, too, with all your implants and how you visualize things in the world and their stats above everyone and everything, for that matter, so that makes total sense to me. But gunplay is cool because it reminds me of Deus Ex, but far more fast-paced. You have the dodge ability, and it looks more like an action-based first-person shooter versus Deus Ex was primarily stealth-based, and you could go in guns blazing, but it was never quite to this level, which is awesome. Ton of destruction in the apartment as well, which is cool. You can shoot through walls. And later on in the game, we see the ricochet rounds, which is really awesome. The mantis blades are cool, and I like how the shotgun actually blows limbs off and heads off of guys, because I wouldn't say I've been frustrated by it, but I've been disappointed in the past where I'm playing a brutal game like this, for example, and you shotgun someone in the face and just not much happens other than just like a blood splatter or something, so it's cool to see limbs flying off left and right. Machine guns are cool too. I think there's smart rounds in one of them where you just fire in that little rectangle and it hits whatever it's in its area of effect. I'm bouncing around a lot here. Let me get to the apartment. The apartment's pretty cool. So clearly they tease the one-night stand rumors we heard, how you can interact with the NPCs around the world and hook up with whoever, and they're like, this is a mature game and you can interact with it in a multitude of ways. The apartment is very cool as well. Again, very Blade Runner-esque. I like how you can open the window and take a look outside, see what the weather's like. I like having an armory as well that I'm sure you can build up over the game, adding multiple weapons to it. Grabbing your jacket's cool. That I imagine over time you'll have multiple outfits to choose from with varying stats depending on how you customize them. It's cool too how it has, it's hard to read from here, but it has like physical resistance, thermal, and EMP. It'll also give you street cred as well, depending on, I guess, what you put on it logo-wise. So that's very cool. I like I have an armory and an actual closet to go up to and change. And I think they also mentioned later in the demo that you don't have to go to your closet to change and swap out weapons, obviously, but that is an option as well every time you wake up there. So, and I was blown away too by just the look of the city and how many NPCs are on the ground when you walk outside for the first time. I know it's the most cliche thing in the world, but it just screams living and breathing world, as everyone always describes in the make open world games, which is so exciting. Very much in the same way I'm excited for Red Dead 2, is just everyone you see out there and all these people you can interact with. And in what ways. Nice touch too. I don't know, they claim this at the beginning of the game. I don't know if this title sequence will remain, but I like how she just walks outside and you see the Cyberpunk appear in the street. Again, just flooded with NPCs. So many places to go explore, quests to accept. I think there's one guy that offers you like a rocket launcher at some point and asks you, it says something like, oh, it'll change your life, or it's the best thing ever, and it actually gives you an option to respond. It's very brief. I can't remember exactly where it is in the demo. Just little things like that too make it come to life as well, which is really exciting. This guy looks pretty badass with his golden arm. They've got that signature CD Projekt Red lighting too, bleeding through the buildings and everything. And we come to meet our friend Victor, who augments us here at the beginning. And it's pretty cool too how when he's installing whatever this eyepiece is, you actually see it go into your face from that perspective. Now I will say, two things that didn't absolutely blow my mind was the dialogue, which I'd heard people talking about post E3 and Gamescom, how the dialogue was a little cringy at times, but some have claimed it's intentional to sound sort of like like an old 90s action movie type dialogue. I'm not going to judge it too harshly because I obviously haven't played it for myself, but from a writing standpoint it hasn't blown my mind, but I think what's more impressive is how all the branching trees of quests and side quests and stories and characters, how they can all interweave and change depending on your decisions. I know many games do that, but CD Projekt Red seems to thrive in that area, so I'm not too worried about dialogue. I think I'll actually get into it after a while. Yeah, the driving's the other one. I mean, it looks cool. Like the car looks awesome. I like how the music sounds when you're in the car, and the interior looks awesome too, but the roads look very, I don't know if restrictive's the right word, but it doesn't look like a GTA experience, for example, of driving where you can just really go anywhere in the car. This looks very much like, say, Batman Arkham, for example, where that driving felt relatively free and it was a ton of fun to traverse around Gotham in the Batmobile. But this looks like the same sort of deal where you can only stick to the main roads. Whereas with Roach, for example, you can go anywhere at all times. Now they do claim I think there's bikes, there's cars, there's other vehicles, and they say other, I imagine maybe you get to fly one around at one point. You'd imagine there are flying cars in the game. I imagine they wouldn't just let you look at them. But just the drive through the outskirts of the city here, just getting a view of it is so cool. Again, some cringy dialogue, but like they say, it's a work in progress. I imagine most of the dialogue will remain the same, but animations and stuff could improve over time as well. But graphically, even in its current state, it's looking mighty purty. This was a pretty cool encounter as well in this enemy hideout. These guys have those cool bug-like faces with their eyes. They seem to enjoy cybernetic drugs as well. It's quite unhealthy, but you know, it is the future after all. Spider-Bot's pretty awesome as well. So I don't know if that's a companion that stays with you throughout the entirety of the game that can help you in combat and such, or if you can swap them out and customize them over time. I mean, this game's probably going to be just a never-ending hole of customization and branching paths, so Lord knows. It's cool little glimpse of the menu too, where you can customize your character further when you acquire new weapons and gear. And I imagine you can change your appearance, not only just your clothing, but your face and stuff as well throughout the game, considering you are cybernetic in a way, so why could you not change your face? So I won't probably stress too much at the beginning of the game customizing my character, which I always do in games like this, because I'm never satisfied. There used to be times where I'd create characters multiple times after being an hour into the game, because it would drive me crazy with the way they would look. More gunplay, again, looks so gnarly with the gore. The shotgun looks awesome, the ricochet rounds, what else is in here? I don't want to forget anything. And I'm blown away at how fast-paced and action-packed it looks for an RPG. Which the game that's most similar to this that I've played so far is Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which the gunplay isn't nearly anything like this. I mean, this is very impressive even in its current state. And what was very cool, I love how she hacked this one guy and hacked into the enemy mainframe and could sort of implant a virus into the entire squad, and how she caused that one guy to not be able to fire his gun. Very awesome, and the Mantis blades look so cool. So they tease that you can traverse the world with these arms too, and maybe they help with stealth. But those are brutal, man. They look cool. They mentioned the Corpo, the corporation weapons, or the top of the line. Little mini boss fight here that looks pretty cool. And then we get the glimpse of Night City in the evening. The glowing lights and the buildings. Looks very cool. I heard, I think I was watching the post recap of IGN's discussion of this, and they mentioned that this woman you're kind of working with for this quest in one of the demos doesn't show up at this point in the mission because she's been killed and someone has replaced her, depending on what you chose to do throughout the course of the mission, so that's pretty awesome. Again, I apologize for having to scrub through it. I'm kind of rambling on most of it, but I wanted to get something out to hear all of your thoughts, and if by any means you're or for whatever reason I should say you're a newcomer, this is your first time on It's Obvious Gaming's YouTube channel, hello, my name's Garrett. I'm one of 3 gentlemen who run the channel. We Twitch stream twice daily, usually twice daily. I'm gonna be out of town this week, so I can't do it, but usually twice daily at twitch.tv/itsobviousgaming. We'll also co-host a weekly podcast that comes out every single Monday, which it is Monday if you're watching this video the day the Cyberpunk gameplay went live. We have released our brand new episode all about the highlights of Gamescom. That's available right here on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and all of that information I'm talking about and rambling about at this point is all in the description below. If you're interested, if you are a newcomer, we encourage you to do subscribe and at least let us know your thoughts on Cyberpunk down below, because I'm very excited about it, and I know the world's excited about it at this point. and I'm so grateful we got to see a glimpse of it today. All 48 minutes of the E3 and Gamescom demo, so we can only see more from here, can only improve from here, and Lord willing, it'll be out before we're all senior citizens. That'd be wonderful. But again, my name's Garrett. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts on Cyberpunk down below. Catch you again very soon.